following presentation of the National Football League.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the L.A. Chargers. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said, the key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
The kicker, Chad Ryland, has this one teed up. And we are underway in Southern California. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And it certainly hadn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, he'll burn you.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
14 more yards.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On first down, it's Hampton. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up second and 5.
Second and 5. A run once more with Hampton. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Chargers first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it'll be second down.
And 3 at the Cardinals' 23-yard line.
Herbert off of play action. Give him another one right back to Allen. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
First and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Now they send the tight end in motion left. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. The quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And they'll run again. And he's not going too far. In fact, stopped dead in his tracks at the 3. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Chargers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. That was a really good opening drive on a number of fronts. 10 plays, very methodical, set the tone.
So you know right now, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're on the sideline saying, okay, what do we have to dial up in order to get off the field a lot faster? Because both sides are out there for 10 plays, but one side comes off energized, and the other side comes off with some questions.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Cardinals, nothing.
A 10-play drive that time. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
The Chargers.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top-notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 21-yard line.
Now this time, Murray to throw it. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position.
It's second down.
It's never easy to get Kyler Murray down to the ground, and to do it with a sack on their first drive, what a great tone setter defensively.
Oh, and no one's celebrating more than the defensive coordinator, because that's all he's preached all week long. Keep him hemmed in. Don't let him get into the open field and create big plays with his feet. To get him down in the pocket early, that's got to feel great for them.
Murray going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be a third and about 13.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Screen pass to Connor. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw here, Herbert. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Again, it's Hampton. And that's going to be good for a Chargers 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
A 7-yard gain.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. That time they get him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Herbert. Now he's going to step up and run. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the 1st.
13 yards on the play. That's another Chargers 1st down.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 21. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Hampton. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now it's Herbert. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert, 14 yards. And the Chargers have taken a 13-0 first-quarter lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first-quarter lead.
Chargers 14.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll fake it to counter. Now Murray.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Higgins. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a 2nd and 2. Off the option, here's Murray running left.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes.
That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
For the Cardinals.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Now the LA offense ready for this next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. The drive begins with a carry by Hampton.
And not much there. Maybe a yard after the 24.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Here's Herbert. Throw over the middle, and it's caught by Johnston. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
He gets it to Johnston. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Another Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Now Herbert off the bootleg. This one finds McConkey. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They work inside here. Hampton.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And this one too low.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Chargers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. Herbert now. That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
This a 27-yard attempt here. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
To throw is Murray. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Denzel Perryman with a sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. From the gun, again to counter. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football in the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Returnable here for Davis. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Hampton.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
A fourth down, so the Chargers trot out J.K. Scott.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The football going back over to Arizona now.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They start the drive with Connor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Stuffing him behind the line there. That's Deion Henley. Really nice play.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Murray now to throw.
That's complete to Michael Wilson.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And now fall incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
Davis now to return it. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chargers getting set to go.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 21.
They'll start it out with a run by Hampton.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll run with Hampton.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
That's the NFL vet, Calais Campbell, coming in and dragging him down. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He's brought down at the 30.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1.
Two-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back, because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
Murray now going to do it himself. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gives him a 1st down.
It's a gain of 25 yards. 1st down, Cardinals.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's got this downfield to McBride. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Connor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Murray. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's good play. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Trey Benson from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals are able to cut into that deficit.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we've put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And it's 17-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And no points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Good sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he's able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
From the 29, here's 2nd and 5. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Wide open receiver complete. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
Chargers, 1st down.
This is all about finding the open space in the middle of the field. How do you do that? One way is through play action. That's going to freeze those linebackers for just a split second, and sometimes that's all you need. They run a deep in route behind them, and it works to perfection.
They'll toss right side to Hampton. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Darren Browning, the one who brought him down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They work now on 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. He'll try and do this himself. And he's taken down inside the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Quentin Johnston, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Dicker now to tack on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Chargers 24.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Quentin Johnston who finished that drive off with a touchdown grab.
Here's
Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Murray now. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now Murray again. Open man here is Benson. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Third down.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
A 55-yard attempt.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in down. And that will close the gap down to 14. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal. Not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Four seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
35-yard line.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Play fake. Murray. Here's Higgins out of the right side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it'll be second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Murray. Pass complete there to Harrison. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On the counter, it's 26.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr., 53 yards. And the Cardinals have cut it back within a score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Ryland on for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 24-17.
Makes the score. Chargers.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. 17. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards there for number 15.
First down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Give here to Hampton. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 8. Here's Herbert. Pass hauled in by Johnston. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 21. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme.
McConkey, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score.
5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Cardinal offense takes back over. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
The drive will start with Connor. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Murray going to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
Yeah, the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Charger drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Hampton. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On the give, this is Hampton. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, Harrison. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands, because he has to get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Murray again. This is Connor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts, because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Murray. He had a man open, but he missed him, and
it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He's been terrific so far. This is taken at the 18. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chargers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Charger drive about to get going. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Zone read, a give to Hampton. And they get about 2 there to the 36. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to
not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Play action. It's Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Herbert, quick pass out wide. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the 1st.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
For the Chargers field goal, a 45-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
34.
And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away.
A beautiful fake.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll fake it to counter. Now Murray.
Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw is Murray.
We'll get that complete to Harrison.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line.
14.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Throwing now is Murray. Catch made right side by Wilson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Murray now running left off the option. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
Murray now. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
And once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the fourth and final quarter.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. They'll try the left side with Connor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, and maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And his kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down. In motion goes the tight end. Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 4.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Ladd McConkey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Got his man. It's Dortch.
Called a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Murray now to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lasted one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw, it's Murray. Over the middle, he'll get it to Harrison. Oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
That pass completed to Dortch.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Murray.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just twice, and they've had plenty of opportunities. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
They'll run for it with counter. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Up the middle, it's Hampton.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Again, it's Hampton.
Dances by at the 20. And he's going to be stopped up just short of the 1st down at the Cardinals' 18-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Trying to run for it with Hampton.
And he was going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Oh, dropped it. And it's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on the throws.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Brings up third and inches. Murray keeps it himself. And he's going to have a Cardinals first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Now this time, Murray to throw it. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. A 3-score game here late. You could probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Murray going to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job controlling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Murray again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Murray's got to have this one. He'll try to do it himself. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And the Chargers offense back out and ready to go. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4.
It's now
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. On the give, it's Vidal. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Southern California.